Okay, we are going to play with numbers today with these X games, okay? So our goal is to write two numbers that multiply to get the value on top and add to get the value on bottom of the X. And we're going to put the two numbers in these two boxes, okay? So on top, this is the numbers that multiply to get 36, but add to get 12. So that's what we are doing. So let's look at the first one. We have 36. So we got to think about all the numbers that we can multiply together to get 36. And then see if any of them add to get 12. So 6 times 6, that equals 12, right? So those are factors that, oh, hold on, 36. 36, there we go. But then when we add them, that's what I was getting to. It's 12. So let's find all the other factors. What else can you multiply to get 36? Yeah, 9 times 4 is 36. So then we add them. 9 plus 4. What's 9 plus 4? Let's come up with some more. What are some more factors of 36? You can use your calculator if you want. So we only want factors that give us whole number answers, like all whole number factors, integers. What other ones did y'all come up with? What about 3? Does 3 divide 36 equally? Yeah, what is it? 12, yeah. So then we add them. We already have the correct numbers, but I just want to go through all of them because sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes you have to go through quite a few to find it. Okay. What other factors do we have? If 4 divides it, that means 2 also divides it. 2 times what gives us 36? 18. Okay, so go ahead and add those. 2 plus 18 is 20. Okay, there's actually one more. This one's a tricky one. What else gives us 36 when we multiply? It's the easiest one, but it's the trickiest for some reason. What else can we multiply together to get 36? 36 times 1. Yeah. I don't know why, but we always forget that one. And then if you add them, you get 37. But 0 is never a factor because you can't divide a number by 0. Okay. So the one that actually worked was this one. So 6 and 6. So whenever I refer to these numbers that give us what we want, which is our goal, two numbers that multiply to get the top and add to get the bottom, these are going to be called our magic numbers. It's going to help us with factoring later. We got to know how to get to those magic numbers. I'll give you a little shortcut for finding all the factors of a particular number using the calculator. Okay, so up at the top, just write calc. Shortcut. I'm just going to put calc. you're going to use the y equals button. And in y equals, we're going to put the number that's on top, which is called our product, divided by x. This is going to give us all the factors of that number. Let's say 36. This is our product. And then the way you can look at them is look at the table. And your factors are going to be the x and the y. And you're looking for the two numbers that add to get whatever's on the bottom of your x. So I'm going to show you how we do this one in the calculator. I'm going to go ahead and clear out my memory on the calculator. Second plus 712. We're going to go to y equals. We're going to put the product, which product is two numbers that multiply to get the top. So that's our 36. And just put divided by x. This is going to divide 36 by lots of different numbers, and it's going to give you your factors. So you hit second graph to look at the table. The first one's an error because you can't divide, zero is not a factor, so that's why that's an error. But everything else are factors. Look, 1 and 36. See how we have that one? 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4 and 9. We wouldn't use anything with a decimal, so that's why 5 doesn't work, and we don't have it listed in 6 and 6. You can also go up and look at the negative factors. The positive and negative are both on here. So that's how you can get all your factors, which is really going to be helpful. All right. So we just want to fill in the left and right side of our x. So let's go ahead and do this next one. We want to find the two numbers that multiply to get 2 and add to get 3. So you can find all the factors of 2 by going to y equals, clearing out what's in there. 2 divided by x. And then go second graph for the table. So all the factors, just whole numbers. We have 1, 2, and 2, 1. Aren't those the same? Yeah. So 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. And that's what we want. So our magic numbers are 1, 2. 1 and 2. Okay, I want you to do the 2 on the bottom now. Multiply to get the top and add to get the bottom. And so if you're stuck, I'm going to go ahead and help you on the first one. You put it into y equals, look at all your factors, and now look at all your factors. 1 and 40. Do those add to get 14? 2 and 20. That's 22. 4 and 10. That's 14. So that works. Your magic numbers are 4 and 10. Because 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 plus 10 is 14. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So put your magic numbers there, you're done. Now go to this next one. What multiplies to get 1 but adds to get 2? 1. Yeah. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's it. We are going to do these two right here right now. So we're going to start with the one that is top right. So we have factors of 12 that add to get negative 8. So this is a little different because they're not both positive. We have a negative thrown in there. So let's go ahead and put in equals 12 divided by x. We want all the factors of 12 that add to get negative 8. Put your table. If I add two numbers, will I get negative 8 ever? Two numbers on the positive side? If they're both positive, your answer is going to be positive. So why don't we go uphill or up the table? Negative 1 and negative 12. If I add those two negatives together, it's kind of like money. I owe somebody $1, I owe somebody else $12. All together, I owe 13, so it's negative 13. That one doesn't work. Negative 2 and negative 6. You can always hit second mode or second quit and try it out. Work. So you use second graph to get back to it. So negative 2 times a negative 6 gives a positive 12. And negative 2 plus negative 6 gives negative 8. So those are the magic numbers. So a lot of people just want to not do it if it has any negatives, but you can do it. It's the same thing. You just up your table to find some negatives. All right, let's do one down. Negative 8 product, sum of positive 2. So in your calculator, negative 8 divided by x. It's second table. Let's look. Negative 1 and 8. So if you need to, hit second mode, do negative 1 plus 8. Positive 7, so it's wrong. So go back to second graph. Negative 2 and positive 4. Second quit. Negative 2 plus 4. That's it. So negative 2 times positive 4 is negative 8. Because whenever you multiply and you're doing different signs, your answer is always negative. When you add different signs, your answer depends on which number is bigger. So our bigger number is positive, so it's a positive. Okay, so you're going to spend the next 12 minutes working on finishing. Use your calculator, go through your products to find your two magic numbers. Okay, you should have finished the inside of X Games, so you'll glue that in the next page for your journal. So if you need to check it with mine, you can. We are going to review multiplying binomials. So this is where we write our binomials outside the box, and then we multiply a row by a column to get what's inside the box. So let's look at today's second puzzle. We're just going to get it started. We're not going to finish it today. So we are going to do the box method because the box method is going to help us multiply, and then it's also going to help us factor. So remember, factor and multiplying, they're opposites of each other, they're inverses. So if I have x minus 7 times x minus 3, I multiply a row by a column to get what's inside the box so I can write my trinomial. These are binomials. Binomial means two terms. So a binomial times a binomial is going to come out with a trinomial like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. So whenever I multiply x times x, I get x squared. Negative 7 times x, negative 7x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. And negative 7 times a negative 3 is a positive 21. When we simplify it, you look for like terms. And with the box, it's these diagonals because they are the same variable, which is just x. So we have negative 7 to negative 3x, which is negative 10x. So when I simplify it, I don't write these out. I go ahead and just write this because it's simplified. So the answer, whenever you multiply these, is x squared minus 10x plus 21. Okay, the next one, 2x plus 1. Go ahead and multiply that. Multiply a row by a column. So x times 2x. X squared. Yep, 1 times x. 2x times 2. And 2 times 1. Go ahead and combine your like terms. 4x and 1x. They're both positive, so it makes it 5x. So trinomial, after you multiply, it's 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. So I was saying a minute ago, when you factor or when you multiply, those are inverses of each other. They're opposites of each other. So what we were given last week is multiplying binomials. We had this, and we simplify it to be that. But what we're doing this week is going the opposite way. We're going to be given this and be asked to give the factored form. So we're going between them. So you got to know how to go from one to the other and from the other back to the original. So the way we factor is using the X box. So remember X games? This is the same thing. We're going to do the X game and then do the box. So to factor trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c, we're going to undo multiplying. Make sure to factor the GCF before you use Xbox. So you make sure that nothing is in common with your trinomial. You're going to identify A, B, and C. A is the number in front of x squared, B is the number in front of x, and C is the number that's the constant. Put A, C on top and B on bottom of the x. So on top, this number comes from A times C. So go ahead and put AC right there. And B is on bottom. So we're going to do X games just like we did when we were given the values. We were given 36 and 12. Well, now we're going to multiply A times C to get that value. And then B is this value here. Find the factors of AC that have a sum of B. So factors of AC, just like we did for X games, with a sum of B. In the calculator, use y equals AC over x and look at the table. You're going to come up with your magic numbers here. So go ahead and put two little blanks there for your magic numbers. Complete the box. So this box, what goes here is the first term, the ax squared. And then the bottom right is where the C comes from. So you can just put those straight in there. These two, the diagonals, those are your magic numbers. So it says the diagonals are the factors with x. Because remember how we get this? We add these up to get the BC or BX. That's where BX comes from. So you put your magic numbers here and here. And they should add to get the BX. So you got to put them with an X. And then you factor rows and columns and write your answer as a product of binomials like this. Okay, it's a lot, right? So we're going to do this first one just as an intro today. So let's first go back to the start. It says identify A, B, and C. What is A? What's in front of X? It's just a 1. B is the second term. It's 7x, so it's 7. And C is 12. So step 1, identify A, B, and C. Step 2, put A, C on top. So A times C. So I go ahead and multiply it and put that value on top. 1 is A, 12 is C. So I multiply that. 1 times 12 is just 12. B goes on the bottom of the X. B is 7. So we want to fill out this X with the factors of 12 that give us a sum of 7. So we're just doing X games. What two numbers multiply to get 12, but add to get 7? If you need to, remember you can go here. 4 times 3. So if you do 12 divided by X, and then you look at your table, they're both positive. So yeah, 4 times 3 is 12. 4 plus 3 is 7. So those are the magic numbers. Go ahead and put those in. It doesn't matter the order. 4, 3, 3, 4. Okay, so we did through step 3. Step 4, complete the box. Ax squared in the top left. Ax squared is the 1x squared, or just x squared. The bottom right is the C. Which value is C? 12. The diagonals are the factors with the x. 3x and 4x. Because what do these add up to be? 7x, right? Okay, so we have an X, we have a box. Now from this box, we're going to go backward to find out what goes on the outside here. So the way we do that is by factoring. X squared and 3x. What do they have in common? What do they both have? They both have x, and that's the only thing they have in common. All right, so put x there. Then we have 4x and 12. What do they have in common? They both don't have x's, so it's not an x. Yeah, they can both be divided by 4. Yeah, what's 4 divided by 4? 1. What's 12 divided by 4? 3, yeah. So they can both be divided by 4, so that's the factor. Same with me. Okay, what about the row here? X squared and 4x. Just x. And then 3x and 12. 3. And the only time you pull out a negative is if negative is the first one next to where you're pulling it out. Okay. So the factor would be x. There's no operation here, so we're going to put a plus 4 x plus 3. So this is the factor form of this. So we went backwards. We started with the x games, then did the box, and came out with this. These are the same. And if you look at it, you can fill in the box. X times X is X squared. X times 3 is 3X. 4 times X is 4X. And 4 times 3 is 12. So these are the same. We're just going backwards. We originally did this, and now we're starting here and going to this. Okay. So we're going to finish this